6. I don't. Present simple negative. The present simple negative is don't, doesn't, plus verb. Coffee. No, thanks. I don't drink coffee. Coffee. No, thanks. I don't drink coffee. She doesn't drink coffee. She doesn't drink coffee. I don't like my job. He doesn't like his job. I don't like my job. He doesn't like his job. Positive. I work. I live. I like. I do. I have. We work. We like. We do. We have. You work. You like. You do. You have. They work. They like. They do. They have. He works. He likes. He does. He has. She works. She likes. She does. She has. It works. It likes. It goes. It has. Negative. I do not work. I do not like. I do not do. I do not have. I don't work. I don't like. I don't do. I don't have. We do not work. We do not like. We do not do. We do not have. We don't work. We don't like. We don't do. We don't have. You do not work. You do not like. You do not do. You do not have. You don't work. You don't like. You don't do. You don't have. They do not work. They do not like. They do not do. They do not have. They don't work. They don't like. They don't do. They don't have. He does not work. He does not like. He does not do. He does not have. She does not work. She does not like. She does not do. She does not have. It does not work. It does not like. It does not do. It does not have. He doesn't work. He doesn't like. He doesn't do. He doesn't have. She doesn't work. She doesn't like. She doesn't do. She doesn't have. It doesn't work. It doesn't like. It doesn't do. It doesn't have. I drink a coffee, but I don't drink tea. I drink a coffee, but I don't drink tea. Sue drinks tea, but she doesn't drink coffee. Sue drinks tea, but she doesn't drink coffee. You don't work very hard. You don't work very hard. We don't watch television very often. We don't watch television very often. The weather is usually nice. It doesn't rain very often. The weather is usually nice. It doesn't rain usually often. The weather is usually nice. It doesn't fall very often. The weather is usually nice. It doesn't rain very often. Gary and Linda don't know many people. Gary and Linda don't know many people. Remember, I, we, you, they don't. I don't like football. He or she or it doesn't. He doesn't like football. He doesn't like football. I don't like Fred and Fred doesn't like me. I don't like Fred and Fred doesn't like me. No, Fred don't like. My car doesn't use much petrol. My car doesn't use much petrol. My car don't use not. Sometimes he is late, but it doesn't happen very often. Sometimes he is late, but it doesn't happen very often. Sometimes he is late, but it doesn't happens very often. We use don't or doesn't. Infinitive don't like, doesn't speak, doesn't do, etc. I don't like watching the car. I don't do it very often. I don't like watching the car. I don't do very often. I don't like washing the car. I don't do very often. Sandra speaks Spanish, but she doesn't speak Italian. Not doesn't speak. Sandra speaks Spanish, but she doesn't speak Italian. Bill doesn't do his job very well. Bill doesn't his Bill doesn't do his job very well. Paula doesn't usually have breakfast. Doesn't has. Paula doesn't have usually breakfast. Write the negative. I play the piano very often. I don't play the piano very well. I play the piano very well. I don't play the piano very well. I play the piano very well. I don't play the piano very well. Jane play the piano very well. Jane play the piano very well. Jane doesn't plays the piano very well. Jane doesn't plays the piano very well. Jane plays the piano very well. Jane doesn't play the piano very well. They know my phone number. They don't know my phone number. We work very hard. We don't work very hard. He has a bath every day. He doesn't has a bath every day. You do the same thing every day. You don't do the same thing every day. Study the information and write the sentence with like. Do you like classics music? Classical music? Bill and Rose like classical music. Carol doesn't like classical music. You sometime. You like classical music. Do you like boxing? Bill and Rose don't like boxing. Carol does like the does like the boxing. You don't like the boxing. Do you like horror films? Bill and Rose do like do like the horror film. Carol doesn't like horror film. You like the horror film. Write about yourself. Use I never or I often or I don't very often. Watch TV. I don't watch TV very often. I don't watch TV very often. I don't go to the theater very often. I ride. I don't ride a bicycle. I don't eat in the breakfast. I don't travel by train. I don't go to the theater very often. I don't ride a bicycle very often. I don't eat in a restaurant very often. I don't travel by train very often. Complete the sentence. All of them are negative. Use don't or doesn't plus one of these verbs. Cost, go, no, read, see, use, yeah. I buy my newspaper every day, but sometimes I don't read it. I buy newspaper every day, but sometimes I don't read it. Paula has a car, but he doesn't use it very often. Paul has a car, but he doesn't use it very often. They like films, but they don't go to the cinema very often. They like the film, but they don't go to the film very often. Amanda is married, but she doesn't wear a ring. Amanda is married, but she doesn't wear a ring. I do read much about politics, but I'm not interested in it. I do read about politics, but I'm not interested in it. It's not an expensive hotel. It costs us much to stay. It do cost much to stay. It's not expensive, but it cost much to stay. Brian lives near us, but we don't stay. We don't we don't know him very often. Brian lives near us, but we don't know him very often. I know much. I do know much about politics, but I am not interested in it. I do know much about politics, but I am not interested in it. Brian lives near us, but we don't see him very often. Brian lives near to us, but we don't see him very often. But put the verb into correction from positive or negative. Margaret speaks four languages: English, French, German, Spanish. I don't like my job. It's very boring. Where's Marty? I'm sorry. I don't know. Sue is very quiet person. She doesn't talk very much. Jim does drink a lot of tea. It's his favorite drink. Jim does drink a lot of tea. It's his favorite drink. It's not true. I don't believe it. It's not true. I don't believe it. That's a very beautiful picture. I do like it very much. That's very beautiful picture. I do like it very much. Mark is vegetarian. Does eat. He doesn't eat meat. He doesn't eat meat. Mark is vegetarian. He doesn't eat meat. Unit 7. Do you? Present simple question. We use or does in the present simple question. Positive. I work, I like, I do, I have. We work, we like, we do, we have. You work, you like, you do, you have. They work, they like, they do, they have. He works, he likes, he does, he has. She works, she likes, she does, she has. It works, it likes, it does, it has. Do I work? Do I like? Do I do? Do I have? Do we work? Do we like? Do we do? Do we have? Do you work? Do you like? Do you do? Do you have? Do they work? Do they like? Do they do? Do they have? Does he work? Does he like? Does he do? Does he have? Does she work? Does she like? Does she do? Does she have? Does it work? Does it like? Does it do? Does it have? Do you play the guitar? Study the word order. Do or does. Plus subject plus infinitive. Do you work in the evening? Do your friends live near here? Do you work in the evening? Do your friends live here? Do your friends live near here? Does Chris play tennis? Does Chris play tennis? Where do your parents live? Where do your parents live? How often do you wash your hair? How often do you wash your hair? What does this word mean? What does this word mean? How much does it cost to fly to Rome? How much does it cost to fly to Rome? Question with always or usually or often. Do you always have breakfast? Do you always have breakfast? Does Chris often play tennis? Does Chris often play tennis? What do you usually do at weekend? What do you usually do at weekend? What do you do? What's your job? What do you do? What's your job? What do you do? I work in a bank. What do you do? I work in a bank. Remember, do, I, we, you, they. Do they like music? Do, I, we, you, they. Do they like music? Does he, she, it. Does he like music? Does he, she, is. Does he like music? Show answer. Yes, I do. Yes, we do. Yes, you do. Yes, they do. Yes, he does. Yes, she does. Yes, it does. No. I don't. No, we don't. No, you don't. No, they don't. No, he doesn't. No, she doesn't. No, it doesn't. Do you play tennis? No, I don't. Do your parents speak English? Yes, they do. Do you play tennis? No, I don't. Do your parents play tennis? Do your parents speak English? Yes, they do. Does George work hard? Yes, he does. Does George work hard? Yes, he does. Does your sister live in London? No, she doesn't. Does your sister live in London? No, she doesn't. Right question with do and does. I like chocolate. And you? Do you like chocolate? I play tennis. And you? Do you like do you like to play tennis? Tennis. Tom plays tennis. And you? And Anne? Does Anne play tennis? You like live near here and your friends. Does your friends live here? You speak English and your brother. Does your brothers speak English? I do exercise every morning and you? Do you exercise every morning? Sue often go away and Paul. Does Paul often goes away? I want to be famous and you? Do you want to be famous? You work hard and Linda. Does Linda work hard? Right question. Use the words in brackets do or does. Put the words in the right order. Where live your parents? Where do your parents live? You early always get up. You always get up early. How often TV you watch? How often do you watch TV? You want what for? What do you want for dinner? Like you football. Do you like football? Your brother like football. Does your brother like football? What you do in the kitchen? What do you do in the kitchen? Your sister work here. Does your sister work? Where does your sister work? To the cinema often you go. Where do you go to the do you often go to the cinema? What mean this word? What does this word mean? Often snow it here. Does it often snow here? Go usually to bed what time you? Does what time do you go? What time what time do you usually go to bed? How much to phone New York it cost? How much does it cost to phone New York? You for breakfast have usually what? What do you have usually for breakfast? Complete the question. Use this verb. Do, enjoy, go, like, start, teach, work. What do you do? I work in a bookshop. Does it? It's good. Do you enjoy? What do you do? I work in bookshop. Do you enjoy it? It's okay. What time Do you what time start? What time do start in the evening? In the morning at 9 o'clock. Do you work on Saturday sometime? How do you go to work? Usually by bus. And your husband, what he does? He is teacher. What does he teach? Science. Does he enjoy his work? Yes, he loves it. Right, short answer. Yes, he does. No, I don't. Do you watch TV a lot? No, I don't. Yes, I do. Do you live in a big city? Yes, I do. Or no, I don't. Do you often ride a bicycle? No, I don't. Yes, I do. Does it rain a lot where you live? Yes, it does. No, I don't. Nas. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Do you play the piano? Yes, I do. No, I don't.